Hey guys, Bodybuilding Gamer here again to review a horror movie this time. Let's do The People Under the Stairs. Yep. This is a messed up movie, but also very funny. So if you like a mixture of horror and dark comedy, then this is the movie for you. So let's keep this one quick. It's directed by Wes Craven, the guy that brought you guys Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, just horror classics, a lot of horror classics he does. In every neighborhood there is one house that adults whisper about and children cross the street to avoid. The People Under the Stairs. What's the movie about? It's a really cool story. It's at the time when it came out in 1991, probably a very fresh story. It's probably been copied now in different variations, but it's about this neighborhood, a ghetto neighborhood, and there's a house in the neighborhood that's owned by a couple who are super rich, super wealthy, and they're the landlords for all the project houses in that neighborhood, in the poor projects. And there's a gentleman played by Ving Rhames. His name is Leroy, and he's got the whole kind of Malcolm X look to him. He's a thief, and he robs a liquor store, and he finds out when he robs the liquor store, he finds a treasure map for gold coins that are basically at the landlord's house. And he decides to, the girl that he's dating, she has a younger brother, and he wants to be a doctor, but he obviously is poor, and his mother has cancer, and he's like, I think he's like 13 years old. So he's very young, there's not really much he can do. And Leroy, the kid's name is Fool, played by Brandon Adams, and he convinces Fool to get in on the robbery with him, and another gentleman, a white guy that Leroy works with. So they basically scope out the house, try to figure things out, try to get in, and then the parents they leave the house, and then the one of them gets into the house, and then he doesn't come out. So then Leroy and Fool are waiting. They're wondering what the heck is going on, and then eventually they have to go in after him after the couple leaves. And without spoiling too much, when they get into the house, they end up seeing a lot of weird stuff, like all kinds of just really weird things, like sliding doors, fortified areas, bars on the outside of the windows, just crazy stuff like that. And it's pretty creepy, very, very creepy. And then they end up finding their partner who went in, and spoilers, and he's dead. And then the parents come home, and then they end up killing Leroy, and then the last one who's remaining is the boy. So now the boy is stuck in the house by himself. He ends up meeting a girl who's in the house, who's supposedly their daughter. And then the daughter tells him about the fact that they kept on they were always looking for the right boy child or girl child, and they would abduct them. And then every time one of the children would disobey, they'd throw them under the stairs in the cellar. They'd lock them up. That's why now there's so many of those kids in the cellar. And there's also one of them who escaped into the walls. It's a very the whole movie is kind of it's got that nice claustrophobic feel, because the movie takes place mostly inside the house. And from then on, Fool and the girl the girl that's in the house, they kind of work together to try to escape, and kind of help the other kids escape and bring justice to the sick parents. What can I say about this movie? I remember seeing it when I was a kid. Again, it was never very scary for me. Even as a kid, it wasn't really that scary. It's very fun. It's slow paced, but it's paced well. It gives you time to kind of check out the house. They revisit a lot of the same parts of the house a few times. Best parts, the house is awesome. You know, kind of seeing in between the walls when they're being chased and stuff like that. Seeing downstairs the cellar with the kids. There's some pretty violent scenes in the movie with gore and stuff like that that are done really well. The father and the mother are awesome. They're not very well known actress, but they do a really good job. They're like ultra religious nut jobs. It's a pleasure to watch them act. It's really awesome. There's a lot of dark comedy in it, which you could say sometimes takes away from the horror, but there's also a lot of good horror in it too. It's a fun popcorn horror movie. You know, it's not like on the same level as certain other horror movies, but it's just fun. It's a very rewatchable movie as well. And there's a lot of near the end of the movie, there's a lot of explosions, a lot of action. I would say it's just, you know, it's a straightforward Wes Craven, very original story. Good direction. There's a lot of Dutch camera angles in it, which is really nice. The music doesn't really stand out that much for most of it, and it's just a really fun popcorn movie. So if you like horror movies and you want to see something kind of light, not too heavy, but really fun, I would definitely check out The People Under the Stairs. Again, Wes Craven, a master, and he's got some good actors. Good story, good music. The house itself and the set pieces and the design, everything's really nice. And when the father, my favorite is when the father dresses up like a sadistic psycho in this suit and basically runs around his house and he's shooting up his house trying to get the kid that escaped into the walls. Anyways, that's it, guys. Let me know if you've seen this movie, what you think of it. And I'd like to actually get reviews from you guys if I recommend something and you watch it. I'd like to know what you thought of it afterwards. So again, awesome movie. Check it out. I give it 4.5 out of 5 biceps. Stay pumped.